Hello everyone, welcome to Triple T Thursday. I'm your host, Shelly Saves the Day, and today we are going to be talking about SMART creator goals for 2024. I promised this video last week, and so here I am delivering on that promise. And if you're out there and you want to say hi, I hope you do, and I hope you follow along. And not only that, who am I? Am I prepared for once? Excuse me, what? We're going to get a round of applause for this. But I have created a SMART goal sheet, and you can use it as a template. It's free. It's linked in the description. It's a Google Doc, so I don't think you're going to be able to type into it, but you can make a copy for yourself and then do whatever you want with it after that. So what this looks like, and I will pull it up here in just a second, is going to be our creator goal for this coming calendar year. Now, one of the things that we always chat about is how, people always overestimate what they can do in a short amount of time and underestimate what they can do in a long amount of time. So we're going to talk about that a little bit, and we're going to try and break down some of this so that you can kind of create for yourself your own list and kind of figure out how would you break this down into sequential, steps, milestones, all that kind of thing, which sounds very big, like pie in the sky, but we're going to do it. It's going to be really easy. I promise, I swear. But first, the ever important question, which is what's in your cup? If there's any channel members out there, you want to put the emoji, please do. Please do that. So we're going to be talking about that. I will also let you know today what's in my cup. It is a white chocolate mocha that is left over from when I went out to lunch and then I got coffee afterwards. And so this has been sitting here. Has it been rewarmed like 5 times already? Yes, because I'm one of those. And now I have my charger, but my Ember cup from last week is still downstairs, and I didn't have the foresight to put this into the cup so I could sit it on the charger. So alas, it's still cold. But if you're out there, let me know what's in your cup. I'd love to know. Let's talk about creator goals. Now, if you never remember what the SMART goals are, if you've never come across them, the way that we talk about this, SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound type goals. So that's what we're going to keep in mind when we're thinking about our SMART goals. In fact, it might be a good idea. I might be able to, let's just copy an image real quick. Oh, this is off Indeed. So I'm going to take this, where'd it go? I'm going to take this image. I'm going to save this image, and I don't know if it's going to let me save it. Here, let me just screenshot this real quick. We're going to do this. It's from Indeed. And then I'm going to insert it maybe into the creator goal thing. I think I can do that. Let me see here. At the top, at the top, at the top. Come on. Yes. All right, sweet. All right. So if you're in the sheet, there you go. Oh no, I lost it. I need it to be smaller to not, anyways, it's in there. So the very first thing, this is a helpful cheat sheet for y'all, but last week we had talked about this too, where we said for some people, what they have in mind a lot of the time are going to be goals around things that they don't really have any control over. And that's going to be most relevant when it comes to subscriber count or something like that, because that's not really something that you have that much control over. What you do have control over are things literally within your control. How many videos are you going to put out, right? That is something within your control, because usually no outside forces are actually going to make that decision for you. And so I would encourage you, while you're creating your SMART goals, to think of ones that aren't specific on a number like that, like subscriber goal. I mean, could you make one as your subscriber goal? Sure. But then it's going to be a lot harder for you to fill in the actions unless you can quantify something like, for every 5 videos that I put out, I'm able to gain X amount of subscribers. Therefore, doing basic math, it's going to say that if I put out X amount of videos, I will equate that to X amount of subscribers. Is that number linear or on track? No, but is it still something that would make you think about it? Sure. So if you're going to have some sort of subscriber number, something like that, then that's the way and the route that I would have you do, because that is something more within your control than just, how many people hit the button, because you can't control how many people hit the button. All right. So let's go ahead and get into this. I'm waiting for the people who thought that they were going to show up so we could make our SMART goals together. Where are you on that? they're liars, so I'm just waiting for them to show up on, on YouTube. So let's take a look here. And just, oh, subscribers. As long as you're a subscriber that's been here for more than 5 minutes, then you should be able to chat. So if you're out there and you're lurking, you should be saying hello. Okay, say hello. It's just polite with your host. So let me go in here and see if I can share a window screen here. And let me see here. We're going to come over here and we're going to do me and screen share. Me and screen share, me and screen share, me and screen share. I think it's this one. Yeah, look at that. Like we knew what we were doing. All right. So this is the Google Sheet that I have for you guys and gals. You guys can open your own, start filling it out. Wait, if I start filling one out, maybe we fill one out as an example together, and then you'll have that. I don't know. How do we feel about that? Should there already be one in there? Because it's not going to be relevant when you open it. Watch me process out loud. I'm not quite sure how best to handle this. But if we don't, then I have to create another one, create a copy. So is it any better than not having one with in it? Okay, so we'll just do this as an example. Okay, we'll come over here and maybe I'll just change this to with example. With example. All right, so here we go. So the first thing is going to be, right, we're keeping in mind our SMART goals. So we want things to be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-based. So, or time-bound is usually the way that I've seen that. So one of the first things that we could say is as a goal, let's just, because everyone's going to want to do it, let's say that it was a subscriber number. Stupid way to do this, but let's just start with the wrong one and then we'll move on from there. So 50K subscribers. Okay, so if we were to have that, is that, oh, did I not even, where's the R? There we go. Is that specific? Sure, it is. Is it measurable? Yes, because subscriber counts, even if they're not public to you on the front end, they are available and visible to you on the back end. So could I measure that? Yep, sure could. Is it achievable? I don't know. Is anything achievable? How do we actually measure achievement-based type of things? Maybe it's not. We'll see. And then if we look at it and say, is it relevant? Yeah, I mean, sure. I mean, would I like to have more subscribers? Is that relevant? Sure, I guess so. And then is it time-bound? Well, not yet, because we haven't said at what point, right? Is it by the end of? Is it by September? Is it by? So that would be one of the first things that is lacking for us to be able to have a SMART goal, right? So if we said 50K subscribers by December 31st, oh goodness, 2024, because that will be next year, right? So now have we changed this into a SMART goal? Are we closer? Sure, because now we have a specific number that is relevant to me, that is specific and is measurable, right? If you just say something like, I want to get better at math, well, how would you test that? You would have to then create some sort of equivalent scale that would show you this is what my math score was before, this is what it is now, or these are the subjects in math that I couldn't do. I couldn't do calculus, and now all of a sudden I can do calculus and algebra. That would be more of a SMART goal, right? Than just better in math. And by when? Like better than yesterday? So again, these are the things that we're keeping in mind. So if I say something 50K subscribers by December 31st, 2024, now we've gotten to things that are time bound. We have something kind of specific and measurable. Is it achievable? That is where we come into how would we achieve said goal, right? So actually I have some questions built in for you. So one of the first questions is going to be, how can your goal be measured or verified? So if this was the example, and I wish I could have this box be shorter because it's really annoying me how my number 1 isn't lined up. That wasn't helpful. Okay, so let's just say, we'll put this in bold, and we all know this is an example. It's not even a very good example, okay? And we're going to say example. Then we say, how can your goal be measured or verified? So one of the first things I would say is that, well, it could be measured or verified by the fact that I can go into YouTube Studio. YouTube Studio has analytics. That show sub number. Not only that, TubeBuddy has milestone alerts and certificates. Alerts and certificates when you reach a goal. All right. So there's a couple of ways that your goal could be measured. Okay. So what would be the steps that would be needed to achieve this goal? Again, this is why it's not a great subscriber goal to have, because how would you know how you can effectively get people to hit the subscribe button, right? Because for that to happen, what has to happen? You either have to put out a lot more videos so that all of a sudden your videos get viewed by more people and therefore hopefully in front of more people who would be interested, who would want to hit the button. That's not really measurable, right? Unless you have a lot of channel history that says, again, for every video that I put out, and you could go into your analytics and say, for every video I put out, I average 5 new subscribers. So for me to hit 10,000 new subscribers, and you have to do the math there, right? You'd be like 10,000 divided by 5, that would be however many videos that you would need to have as a baseline to get, right? But of course, some could be more, some could be less. Some videos you could end up losing subscribers. Do you see where it gets more complicated as you're trying to create this goal? Like, how are you going to be able to do this if numbers, like if the math ain't mathin', how is that going to be a goal for you, right? How is this going to be achievable for you? Again, just something to keep in mind because we're going after this very awful goal right now, okay? So if we're doing this, what would be the steps that would be, let's just make up some numbers here. If we said something like, for every video created, I gain, let's just say 100 subs. That's not true for my channel, but could be true for your channel, okay? So for math, oh, don't even make me do math. Oh my goodness, you guys want to see a treat? Hi, baby. Hi. 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 Oh my goodness. My little girl just got her haircut. She just came home from the groomers. This is full screen stuff here. I gotta get back over here to the main camera. Guys and gals, look at baby Casey is here and she is fresh from the groomer. Oh, that is some ASMR stuff. Thank you, baby. Thank you. Oh, I missed you too. Everybody. Oh, yes. Baby Casey is fresh from the groomer. Hi, baby. Hi. Yes, I missed you too. Hi. Hi. You want to hang with Mama? You want to hang with me? Are you smelling nice? Are you smelling very nice right now? Oh my goodness, where are you going? Where are you going? Let me see you. Hi. Oh my goodness, you look so beautiful. Oh, look at your haircut, honey. Wow. Are you the most beautiful girl? Yes, you are. You're the most beautiful girl. Oh my goodness. So cute. So cute. All right. Casey, let's make some SMART goals. Let's make some SMART goals, okay? We're going to show everybody how to do it. Oh, but you're going to calm down. So when we're looking at this now, we say, we were doing math. So 10,000 subscribers divided by 100, that would mean 100. 100 times 100, right? Okay. I should have known that. 100 times 100. So there we go. So Mommy has to type. I can't just do it with the one pointer finger. Is it okay if I put you down now? I'll take your silence as acceptance. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So if we said for every video, good shake, was 100 subs, then you would need, oh here, I would need 100 videos. Oh, I got to make sure I'm on my screen share with you. So I would need 100 videos to each gain 100 subs to equal 10,000 subscribers. All right. So is that, oh, I didn't want to do that. Okay. So is that achievable? Could you make, so let's break this down even farther. So if you needed to make 100 videos, there's 52 weeks usually in a year. So that means you'd have to basically do 2 videos a week, and you could take a couple weeks off either for a vacation, birthday, family, emergencies, or just rest and vacation. So you would basically need to average 2 videos, just over 2 videos a week, and then give yourself a couple weeks vacation. So what that is, 2 videos per week, every week of the year. Okay, so milestones for you to hit to stay on target. So once we start taking a look at this, for you to think about this, if we were to break this up and you were sequentially putting out videos 2 a week and you were getting 100 subs each time and you were trying to hit 10,000, right? So if we talk about this, it's every 10,000 in 12 months. So if we have 10,000 and we divide that in 12 months, let's say, so it's 833, it's basically 1,000 subs a month, right? Or just a little less. So 833 each. So if we had 800, let's round it up to 834. If we have 834 times, that's 1 month times 3 months, that means in 90 days, you would need to have 2,500 subs. And if we were talking about that, if we were just doing our math, 2,500 subs and dividing by 100, that would mean we would need 25 videos and 25 videos. So that means at the 180, right? If we're doubling this as we should, good shake, honey, 5,000 subs and 50 videos. So if you get to the end of June or July, basically, and you find that you've only done 2 videos, then you know that you're way off target for you to be able to hit these goals. So at 270, which would be the third quarter of the year, right? Just based on math, we're saying that we need to be at 7,500 subs, and we would be at 75 videos, right? Basically like that. So if we're looking at this, the math then sequentially then going into that fourth quarter is going to be 10,000 subs and 100 videos. This does not take into account you decide to do Vlogmas and vlog a video every day for that last month, right? So again, things can go wonky. It all depends. But does this now make more sense for you on how this would need to work for you to be able to hit a SMART goal for hitting 10,000 subscribers on your YouTube channel? Y'all are being very quiet today. It's a little eerie. It's kind of freaking me out. So if you're out there, can you say hi? Because it's weirding me out that no one is saying hi yet, okay? So if we have done this, again, not a great goal. Not a great goal, but a goal, okay? So now let's get into something a little more real. So for me, let's just say it was to create 50 videos. So here's another example. 50 videos created and published, not live streams. This is going to be something. So not live streams, but VODs, aka real videos. So if we were to look at this, would this meet the criteria of a SMART goal? This is by the end of the year. By end of year. Okay. So if we were to look at this, does this now meet the criteria for a SMART goal? Is it specific? Yeah, 50 videos within 365 days. Is it measurable? Yep, I can sure go into YouTube Studio and count how many videos have been out there. Is it achievable to put out 1 video a week? Yes, I do think it is. Is it relevant? Yes, for me, right? This should align towards some of my goals that I have. Absolutely. Is it time-based? Yes. So based on that criteria alone, this would be a SMART goal. As a creator, I think this would be a good one. So if we looked at this, all right, how can my goals be measured or verified? A lot of the same steps. It's going to be, I can look in YouTube Studio, I can create a spreadsheet, I could have all of my ideas. So steps that are taken that must be to achieve my goal. So first of all, I'm going to need a bank of ideas. Oops, caps lock. Bank of video ideas. And that's going to be a few, that could be a TubeBuddy list. That could be comment screenshots. That could be, that screenshots, it's one, okay. That could be, gosh, a series that I've already like planned out. This could be timely calendar releases, and this could be remakes of old videos that performed well. So all of that can be in the spreadsheet, but there you go. So the milestones for me to stay on target for this, again, it's going to be very, very, you know what else I could say is steps? I could be like, have editing help, basically stockpile thumbnail images. So if I'm having help that is outbound help, helping me do this, that is going to be something that is going to be helpful. Basically pre-work on titles or ideas that are in my niche. That makes sense. a prioritized list and ranking. Oopsies. Video ideas. This could be inside of a Trello board tracking progress. Oops, there we go. So there are some basic steps that I could take so that I could go ahead and achieve my goal. So the milestones for this, very similar to what we did above. And, you know, if I did plan to do a Vlogmas or a Veda, which is vlog every day in April or vlog every day in August, could my numbers then be a little bit different because I know that certain months of the year that my videos are going to be, hi buddy. Oh, you guys, Mr. Cooper's here too. Okay, well, hold on buddy, let me get back to the main screen. Mr. Cooper said, excuse me, I am also very handsome and the people need to see me. So yes, that is true. Let me put you on screen, buddy. Hold on one second. I'm coming. Everyone say hi to Mr. Cooper. Hi. Oh my gosh, you're so handsome. Mr. Fluffy Face. Oh my goodness, look at you. Oh my goodness. Are you the most handsome boy in the whole world? In the whole neighborhood? In the whole city? You are. You are. Oh. You know what I heard? I heard because you don't have any teeth and the groomer can't brush anything that doesn't exist, you got a blueberry facial. So you're... Yes, you smell very fresh and clean. You smell fresh and clean. It's very nice. It's very nice. Oh my goodness, everybody. Oh, is he not the most handsome floof you've ever seen? Sir Fluffy? Sir Fluffy. Oh, look at you. Oh my goodness. Look at that little tongue. Look at that little tongue. Oh. Yes. Speaking of, I'm so rude. By the way, how was everybody's Christmas? What are your plans for New Year's? You know what? Hi. Come here, baby. Come here. Come here. Oh. Okay. We like to call this the double-decker of cuteness. Oh my goodness, everybody. We got to see all the floofs. The Christmas floofs, the Kwanzaa floofs, the Hanukkah floofs, all the floofs. Everyone, look at this. Oh my goodness, look how handsome you are, buddy. And look how pretty you are. Baby girl. What's happening, baby girl? You're so pretty. Oh my gosh, everybody. Look at these floofs. They are so clean and so fresh. Oh my goodness. You're not stinky right now. You smell nice. You smell nice. That's new. That's new for you. Okay, I'm gonna put you down. I'm gonna put you down too. You lay down. Are they not the cutest? Oh my gosh. Yes. Okay. So if we're taking a look at this and then we yes. There's more. There's more coming. I can tell. Mm-hmm. Very good. Very good. Very good. You're so handsome. Okay. So if we're looking at this and are you quite done? Nope, not done yet. So at the 180-day mark, which is half the year, if I knew that I was trying to hit 50 videos, then I would already need to be at 25 videos here. Right? Just by doing some simple math, if you look at it, let's say it's like 15 because you're hitting hot and heavy right out of the gate, something like this, right? Because a lot of the time when you see a new goal, most of the time, just like when you have this New Year's resolution, you're going to work out, you're going to do these things, you go like full thrust at it like for a little while and then it just like peters off, right? So if you know that about yourself, like me, I'm not always the best at like the follow through, but I am good at ideation and making sure that like, the idea gets there. So if you know that, like I know about myself, then I might try and go, hello, finally someone said hello. Then you might want to go out there and give yourself like that initial boost. And you're like, oh, I'm so excited. I'm going to try and hit this goal. And then know, oh, because of myself and my tendencies, I'm going to end up being like, ooh, wait. And then I'm going to like realize, oh, I'm getting closer to the end of the year and I really need to like get the wheels turning and then crank up your goals from there, right? That happens to a lot of people. I'm not going to begrudge you anything like that. You can just say, oh, all of a sudden I'm going to be at like 35 videos here because all of a sudden I'm not going to realize and only put out 10. Doesn't really matter because goals can be flexible because the end goal in mind is still 50, right? And however you want to divvy up your goal, whether it's like, you know, that you want to take the last 3 months of the year off because some people want to do that and focus on family, friends, holiday, all that stuff, then think about this stuff as you're creating your goals, because you're only going to do yourself a disservice where you start to freak out when you don't take these things into account now. And it's easy to do it like now at the end of this like holiday season, because a lot of people are starting to like revamp their, not lives, but their mindset and energies towards the goals and things that they want to do. So if you really think about it, you're like, how am I feeling right now in the last couple of months? Do I think I would be in the right headspace for me to finish out 3 videos or, 15 videos, or would I really need like a break right now? So you can use this past year as experience as you're doing that too. So tech for your needs. How are you doing? Hope you had a great Christmas. How was that? And do you have big plans for New Year's? And of course, what's in your cup? We are talking creator goals today. And I even created a little worksheet example. You could go in and make your own copy of this if you want it. The link is in the description if that's helpful for you. If it's not, then that's okay too. That's all right. But I was giving some very bad examples, which was the creator specific subscriber number 1. But you know what? Because I know it doesn't matter what I say. People are still going to use that as one of their type of goals. So I'm like, okay, well, let's talk about it and how you would actually change that up. So there's that. And I would love to know if you have any specific creator goals for this next coming year that you want to share with the class. Because if you do, I would want to hear it, or even help you brainstorm your milestones or your ways that you would achieve that goal. So if you're feeling brave and you want to talk about it and you want to share and partake, please do so. And we can talk about that as well. I was thinking about this, and it's an interesting thing, because as you're coming up towards the end of your year, right? A lot of us then look back and we start to see things like the Spotify Wrapped, but you get one from YouTube as well. And when you do that, then you start to kind of reflect on, did I get the results that I wanted this year? Did I work as hard as I wanted? Or did I put out as many videos as I wanted to this year? Or, you really start to look at that and kind of like self-reflect on, I really let the gas off at the end of the year, or I really did something else, or I really felt like I could have gone harder. And that's a really good time to think about these questions. You're planning on doing a video once a week plus a short weekly. I love that. So in the grand scheme of things then, right, if we were to put this into a goal, kind of like based on the sheet that we talked about, so your quantity that is measurable and everything, right, is, let's say, 52 videos. So 1 video a week. If you're not taking any time off, that's 52 videos, or VODs, video on demands, 52 shorts, and 52 live streams. So if you were to go off and like start making your list, that would be your goals. And then for you to actually then think about what you would have to do, right? It would be like, hey, this is the 26th week of the year. Have I done 26 live streams? Do I have 26 shorts? And do I have 26 VODs? It's a really easy way to do your math, because all of a sudden it's like, if you're behind or ahead, then you can also know that, right? It's week 26 and I have only 20 shorts. And you're like, okay, am I going to do a short a day for a week during this time? Or am I going to kick it up a little extra? So as far as I'm concerned, good goal. Very good goal. And you know what? I think my goal is very, very similar in line. It's at least the live stream every week, and, a short every week, and also a long video. So you and I could even, let's talk about this. It is not a bad idea to have an accountability partner or group of people who sometimes can hold you accountable to what you publicly speak or share that your goals are. So if you and I were both saying that we have the same goal, 52 live streams, 52 shorts, and 52 VODs, it could be one of those things where once a quarter, or, once a month, or whatever time frame people have, they can kind of come together and say, hey, where are you with your goal? And almost like have someone else, just like when you are paying for a trainer or you're paying for a group class, there's sometimes then more pressure for you to do the thing or show up for the thing that you said you were going to, because other people are also going to be looking at it. Same type of thing. So if you think, you might be the type of person who every once in a while needs a little jolt that says, hey, I'm about to go into my, weekly meeting with Shelly, and I have to tell her that I have in week 36 of this year, I've done 2 videos and, 36 live streams. Even that pressure can, and it's not pressure like, oh my gosh, I can't or I won't show up. Even that can help you sometimes be motivated, because we have this innate sometimes thing where we don't want to disappoint other people, especially if we have committed to something, which is funny because when the people show up, they can't usually want it more than you do. But it's interesting because people are like, I'm sorry. I'm like, what are you apologizing to me for? I'm not the one who set the goal. It's you that you didn't show up for yourself. I'm just here to be this little hold up a mirror so that you have to reflect on what you said you wanted to do and what you've actually done. And if they're misaligned, that's the problem, right? Because that's where people feel uncomfortable, is because people wouldn't mind coming to that meeting if they said they want to do 52 videos and they show up and they have 60. They don't like showing up at the meeting when they said they wanted to do 52 videos and they've done 26. Does that make sense? If that makes sense, can I get a little hand clappy in the chat? Oh my gosh. Also, finally, someone else is saying hello. My goal is to continue to go live on Thursdays, 8 p.m. Okay, 52 live streams. See? Great. So, and what I like about your guys' goals, right, is if you weren't here in the beginning, and I was saying a lot of people always try and focus on something that's kind of unreflective of the effort and stuff they put in, right? Because you could want, and that's why we said it, 10,000 subscribers this year, but there's little that you can do sometimes to really encourage people and guarantee that people are going to subscribe and show up. So that's what I'm saying. If you had to do something like that as a subscriber goal number, then we have to break down how you would actually achieve said goal, right? And that's why you have to have the bad example here, which was okay, fine, I'm going to have a subscriber based goal. And then, it was something like, how would I gain 10,000? I would have to do a specific number of videos, averaging a specific number of subscribers each video, do that math, and then use that as one of your ways to measure. Because just having something like 10,000 subscribers is not in and of itself a good enough way to measure input, output, goals, relation to you. So G. Michael Jr. is in the house as well. Thank you so much for being here. Tech for your needs. I don't know if you're applauding for about that wallet. I don't think it's for me. So yes, everyone, let's applause for each other for showing up. And that's, part of the, that's part of the things. We got to show up for each other, right? So like I was saying, we have the bad example. If you want this creator sheet for yourself as well, the link is in the description. It's free. It's just a Google sheet. You can go in, make yourself a copy. This example is in there. This poor example that we brainstormed at the very beginning is in here. Make your copy, delete it. It was just to delete the info in it and make your own stuff. But this is just to kind of illustrate the point of how you would, even with a bad goal, go after a way to measure it and a way to turn it into something that is more within your control versus something outside of your control. So hopefully if that interests you, you go and you swipe that because it's free. So I'm giving away. All right. Comments, questions, concerns. I was saying for anyone in the group, if you want to share too, Tech for Your Needs has shared about that wallet, has shared. G. Michael Jr., if you want to share your SMART goal as a creator for this coming up year, I'd love to hear it. Now, sometimes a different type of goal, and this is just an example again, is let's say you've decided that this is the year that you really want to up-level your equipment game. So maybe there's a specific piece of gear that you have your eye on, right? So if, for example, I said, I really want to get the Sony ZV-1 Mark II, which is $900. Let's just say that was the goal. $900 is then this kind of the SMART goal, right? When do you want to have $900? And this is not taking into account like, oh, it's on sale for Prime Day, something like that. Let's just say 90 days. You're saying, I would like to earn, because I don't encourage people to go out and spend a whole bunch of money on equipment and stuff, unless maybe you can afford it, you can pay it off from maybe some of the income that you're bringing in. So if we were to say then a SMART goal is, I want to make $900 so that I can buy this new camera. So this can be the dollar amount that you've got in mind. And then we work backwards. How are we going to do this? And let's just say it's 1 year. In this next 365 days, I'm going to make, let's just round up to $1,000. I'm going to make $1,000 so that I can buy this camera. So my goal at the end of this next year is to buy that camera and have it. So now we get to work backwards. Okay. As we're working backwards and we say, hey, what are the things that I can do to help get to $1,000? Okay. And hey, Pixel P, yeah, I'm so glad people are starting to show up now. Yay. I thought like the whole SMART goal, all of a sudden, like people are like, they're not interested. I'm like, no, this is a good one. This is setting you up for the new year. All right. So if our goal is $1,000, and you know what, we could just do this. We'll just make another goal in here. I'm going to copy this and then delete the stuff that doesn't matter. Boom, boom, boom. Da-da. Dun, dun, dun. Boom, boom. On my way to where the air is clear. So we say make $1,000 in 365 days to buy the Sony ZV-1 Mark II. All right. So let me delete the stuff that doesn't apply to this yet. Dun, 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 dun. Can you tell me how to get? All right. No one showed up. You know, I do think it is. A lot of people are traveling, Christmas hangover, you know, preparing. I totally get that. I'm not taking it personal. Don't worry. You're here. That's all that matters about that wallet. Hi. Okay. So if we wanted to make $1,000 in 365 days to buy the Sony ZV-1 Mark II, would this then meet the criteria? Oh my gosh, you're not even seeing my screen, are you? Would this meet the criteria of our SMART goal? So knowing what we know about SMART goals, I'm scrolling on the wrong thing. Is it specific? Yes. Is it measurable? Yes. Is it achievable? Absolutely. If you guys and gals don't think that you could make $1,000 this year, I need you to rethink that. Okay. We need to break it down. Is it relevant? Yeah. Cause it's about content creation. It's helpful to me. Is it time-based? Yes. We've got time box within 365 days to get this camera. All right. So here we go. As we start to look at this, does it qualify as a SMART goal? Yes, it does. Can we build it? Yes, we can. All right. So that's our goal right there. Make $1,000. I'm going to lock it in. All right. So how could this goal be measured or verified? You could open a separate savings account. All right. That's just something simple. And then you just deposit money as you want, and you have it in a separate thing, and you can find out if you have enough money to buy this thing. Steps that would be needed to achieve your goal. All right. So first of all, we could catalog skills I have that can earn money. Next, I could sell off equipment that isn't being used. You could save all your AdSense, right? You could open a buy me a coffee, like a crowdfunded thing. Crowdfund. You could do something like that. You could help me out here, y'all. Help me out. What else could we do if we're talking about ways that we're going to be able to make money? You use your skills. Skills pay the bills, right? I mean, and sometimes saying the goal out loud, or like having like a thermometer that people can follow, you know, and like a buy me a coffee, like, hey guys, I'm at 60% of my goal to do that. People sometimes love to help people hit goals. I don't know what it is, right? But you can let your goals be known, is what I'm saying. Oopsies, that was wrong. And then there is, you could sell something, create a course and sell it. right? You could basically trade skills for money after you catalog all the things that you can make money at and help others with, right? You could see if anyone wants to trade with you. You could be searching for ways that you could even get like, cheaper. So whether that's keeping an eye on specific buy-sell groups on Facebook, Marketplace, following different accounts that are about, equipment, drop shipping, all the things, right? You could sell things, all that. So the milestones for you to stay on goal. Okay. So for you to, let's say, hit 1,000, which we know is going to be over the course of the year. So within 90 days, you're going to have to make $250, right? So $250 here, $500 here. Hopefully that's, none of that was right. 500 and at 270, you're going to be at $ and 750. So the end of the year, you should be at 1,000. And just by then they'll have the Sony ZV-1 Mark III come out. And you'll be like, dang it. Okay. So now we have all of this stuff. Now maybe you have sponsorships. Right? All right. I mean, there's a million different ways, of course, that we could be making money, but we're just going to cap it at this for right here. So as we're starting to look at this, right? What are some other actions that you can take? First of all, you're going to be looking at sites that sell and maybe bookmark, right? Maybe you plan for different sales like a Prime Day, or, there's a different things like that, right? Maybe you up your affiliate marketing and referrals. Right? So now we've already got all of these different ways, right? And for some people, they're like, okay, I'm not monetized on YouTube yet. That's out the door. You could still open like a Patreon or like a buy me a coffee link, right? That could still be in all of your videos and in your descriptions. You could then say, hey, I'm pretty good at Descript, like Pixelpia is saying. And is there someone out there who's looking to do a session on that, or is looking to do some editing services? So skills that you've built up as a creator, all of a sudden now I'm editing some stuff for some people and charging $15 an hour. Let's say it's $20 an hour. So let's say you don't have anything else going on, but you're doing $20 an hour, right? So in $20 an hour, how many hours of work would that need to be? So if we're doing the math here, so $1,000 and divided by 20, that means 50 hours. So you need to find 50 hours of work at $20 an hour. Is that right? Oh, yeah, because the other one was 10,000 was the goal. Okay. So let's say edit for others at, and of course, maybe your price goes up as the year goes on because you're so much better. Edit for others, 20 hours, $20 an hour. You would need 50 hours. So if we're thinking of this and you say, hey, we've got 50 hours that I need to outsource, then let's just say this is one of your steps, right? Let's just say if we were to look at this, you come with me. Let's say, how would we get to editing for others for 50 hours? So we're going to start with your friends. We're going to start with local businesses. We're going to look on Craigslist, right? People still hire through that. We're going to look on online job boards. We're going to look on LinkedIn. We're going to be looking on ytjobs.com. We're going to be looking for, maybe you post something on your own community tab. Okay, so let's just say you're looking for 50 hours, okay? If you probably went through all of these different avenues in different Facebook groups too. You're probably going to find someone who's going to get you 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever, something like that. Maybe a one-off project where it's $50 for a long YouTube video, right? So now all of a sudden you've got something in mind when you're like, okay, let's break it down, 50 hours, or let's just say it's 50 hours over the course of 365 days. Wow. Or let's say it's $10 an hour. If you think that you can't get $20 an hour, right? A lot of people will probably jump at the chance to have someone for $10 an hour. Let's say it's $10 an hour at 100, right? If you think about that, then at every single type of milestone, you would say, I need 25 hours this month. So I need to find 25 hours worth of work using these sources. And that's maybe just one way to go, right? Editing, graphic design, all the above. If you're really good at Canva, you're a whiz at PicMonkey or whatever else it is, there's probably someone out there who's willing to pay you to do that service. Okay. So if we think about this and you say, okay, if I divide this up and I'm able to scour the internet for these things, either $20 an hour for 50 hours or $10 an hour for 100 hours, all of a sudden this becomes a lot more manageable and negotiable for you to be able to get to that. And that's going to be easy because maybe you start at $10 an hour and then as you go on, you're like, wow, I'm overwhelmed with work. And what usually needs to happen is you got to raise your rates at that point because it has to be worth it for you, right? So you go from $10 an hour to $12 an hour, maybe $15 an hour, because that's just minimum wage these days at a lot of places. And so maybe then your goals are going to be ever changing and shifting, and you should check in then every 30, 60, 90 days and adjust, right? And that's why I like to do it at the quarter, because every 3 months is 90 days is enough time to probably see, like, what am I doing? Is it working? Do I need to look at something else? So that's just one thing. But if you decide to go after something else, you have some other skill or you have some online course, then you would need to do that. Now imagine if you are doing this in conjunction with the others. So I'm doing this for editing, and I opened up Buy Me a Coffee, and I went into my closet and I found a whole bunch of clothes that I'm not wearing, sold them on Poshmark. Or I found a whole bunch of tech that I'm not using and I sold it on Facebook or Craigslist. Now all of a sudden your numbers are going to fluctuate and you're going to say, I don't need to edit another 50 hours. I just need to edit another 35 hours, right? Is this making sense? Can I get a yes, this makes sense? And then all of a sudden you're going to be able to say, hey, I got to my Sony ZV-1 goal at, month 6. That's going to feel pretty darn good. And you get the camera that you want. You achieve your goal. And then by the time, let's talk about this. By the time you achieve your goal, the thing isn't to stop. It's usually you should set another goal. So if you did set 2 goals, you hit both of them within 4 months of maybe it's time for, upping that goal. Yeah. Oh, my friend Jeff is here. Hey, how are you? It's so nice to see you. So y'all, I think I am going to be on a podcast or an interview with Jeff tomorrow morning. I think it's 8 in the morning because Pacific time and people forget. But you know what? For you, I'll do it. Yes, I'll do it. I'm excited to talk to you. But it made me sad because then it just made me realize that gosh, I've been saying you need to come on and talk about Pinterest with me. And if it's been a year since I've been on your podcast and I still want to do that, I am shit at follow up because I really did want you to come on, and I still do, to talk about it. So we're going to make it happen in this year. There you go. Boom, boom. That's another goal, SMART goal. Actually get Jeff on the show. I own the Sony ZV-1 first gen. You know what? That is currently what I'm shooting on right now. So one of the things that I did, remember, is I did a digital declutter, and I didn't need the full frame Sony a7 III with the lens on it, and I decided to downgrade my equipment, not upgrade my equipment, downgrade it, and I sold that camera at a local camera shop, and I traded it in. They gave me money for it, and I used that money for other stuff, bills and whatnot. So, and that is something you can totally do, right? So I just don't want to hit you. I was on, I think I told y'all, I was on a podcast interview. I don't think it's come out yet. But one of the questions was what is your go-to can't live without a piece of gear? And I was like, wow, I am the worst guest ever because I don't have one. And I know it would be nice for you to be able to list it in your description box and maybe get some affiliate revenue off it. But I was like, I literally got nothing because I have this next up mentality. I'm like, well, if this camera doesn't work, I'll try another camera. If that camera doesn't work, I'll try a phone. If that doesn't work, I'll try something. It's always we're just going to make it work. And so I think it's interesting then where I was like, I have nothing, because there's nothing so dominantly jumping out at me that says you cannot live without this, that couldn't be replaced with something else. And so I was like, I'm sorry about that. I am sorry about that. All right. So y'all are here, the 4 of you that are left. So also if you're here, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. We get to pick a new boot of the week. So while we're doing that, you think it over. You let me know what is the new boot of the week that you'd like to hear the story about this week, and we will talk about that. And then I'll let you go on your merry little Christmas ways. So let me know what it is. By the way, again, like I said, if you want to create your own little SMART goals and see the examples that we have, bad ones, good ones, whatever, that sheet is down in the description box, and you can see our goals, how they were kind of created, and make some for yourself. I highly encourage you, even if you don't end up sharing it with others, which I think you should as an accountability partner or whatnot, you should still make it for yourself, okay? Make the SMART goals, check in with yourself, set a calendar reminder every, 90 days, check in with yourself on how you're doing, adjust the goals if you actually are going to hit them, or make new ones if you've achieved the goals, because you'll also feel good about yourself when you actually like, holy damn, I did the damn thing. I did the damn thing. All right. Upgrade your skills before you upgrade your equipment. Absolutely. So I've seen people so many times where they go out and they obsess over which camera. And I'm like, and then they have this $2,000 camera. Not only is it set on like auto, they haven't like figured out anything about cameras, like nothing. And I'm like, did you just buy it because someone said it was the best? But like what you should have actually upgraded first was your lighting, your audio, all the other things. Yeah, people get so obsessed about the equipment. And that's why I was saying on that, like, I was like, I would just make it work with something else. I would make it work with a cell phone. I would make it work with, I used to have the ring lights. Don't forget, my first ring light was one that I made out of tin foil and like LED, like sticker lights. And it was zip tied onto a paper towel holder. It's on my Instagram still. You can see it. But let's talk about YouTube boots. All right, this week, the boot of the week is the YouTube boot as chosen by you. All right, so a few different things here. First of all, the brand is Circle G, which is a offshoot, a little sister of Corral, which Corral is also the green boots up here, and also these flower boots over here. So their little sister company, like some of them have, is going to be Circle G. So that's what this is. This is one of the first kind of real boots that I got that wasn't an Amazon boot. So my first time dancing in cowboy boots, we had to get these cowboy boots and everything. So I bought like a $50 pair off Amazon. They were comfy, but I didn't also know like sizing on boots. And so I was just like, my feet were sliding all around and didn't know anything about it. So I finally decided that I was going to go and get some boots. And I ended up getting it off Poshmark because y'all, I don't usually buy something unless it's on sale or like make a good deal on it. So I bought it on Poshmark and I got them there and I thought they were nice. And then I danced in these for quite a while. I didn't really get the whole sizing thing. So they were always like a little snug, because if you didn't know, certain boots run different sizes. So like these Sendra boots over here, you have to go down like a half a size. So if you wear like an 8, it's like a 7 or 7.5 over here. Or like in the Corrals, like this, or gosh, everything's backward. This one, you have to wear your street shoe size, like whatever you wear in a sneaker. And then there are other boots where, like, depending on the leather, they're going to stretch out more. And so you want to have them a little bit snug. So as you wear them, and sometimes you wear double socks or something, athletic socks to like get them to stretch a little bit more, then they will do that and kind of conform to your feet. Also, if you didn't know, you can go to your local shoe cobbler, and a lot of the time they will offer boot widening services because sometimes the boots, depending on them, they can be rather tight on the calf. So if you have more muscular or just bigger legs, sometimes some of the styles that look more slim on the top are not as forgiving on your calves. So if you find a boot that you really, really love, but it's not tight down here, it fits down here, but it's too tight up here, going up in size isn't going to make the opening shaft circumference any bit bigger. So if you can go to a boot stretcher, a lot of the services, sometimes $20-$30, and you can do that. So that's cool. Also, there was something else I was going to say about the sizing of it. Really depends on, last thing is, if you have a really high heel, like this guy here, where if it's above like 2 inches, the taller the heel and then like the more pointy the toe, you may actually have to go up in size. Like if you are an 8, you might get an 8.5 or something, because sometimes the taller, it's going to put your foot at an angle and it's going to shove down into like the little pointy part at the front. It's not going to be as comfortable. So just some things to keep in mind. Some of the different boots manufacturers have different sizing, and it's a fun game for you to do that. Okay, so the YouTube boot, this was a Circle G one. I like this one. I practiced with this one. I even wore this originally to Texas when I went down and I worked with Roger Wakefield and his team for a week. And I knew that we had started rhinestoning some different things, and I was practicing rhinestoning because our team boots, we have to rhinestone across like the tops and different areas. And so once I got into that, I was like, well, say less. I'm going to make lots of things shiny. So I wanted to do something that was shiny, but I didn't also know like how committed I was, because I've seen some people like do whole boot things, and I was just not that committed yet. So I was like, oh, I'll start with the stirrup, right? The little boot strap. And so when I first did these, I only did the outsides of the the boot stirrup, because it's actually quite a lot of effort to do all these like crystals and stuff like that. And depending, poor sweet summer child didn't know, I was buying these like Swarovski crystals that are like stupid expensive. And so I was like, oh my God, it's so expensive just to do like these little boot ties. So I'm going to save some money and only do the ones on the outside, because you're not really going to see the inside when I'm dancing around and stuff, but you do actually see them. So eventually I was like, okay, I'm going to have to do the insides too. But then I figured out there are other kinds of crystals that are like made of glass and not crystal that are much, much cheaper. And now I'm like, bling everything, because I can buy them for like 40,000 crystals at a time versus the others that was like 150 crystals at a time for like way more money. So I decided to do both sides of the boot stirrup. And then I actually, because I was trying to be fancy, I have a short of this, or maybe it's on a TikTok, but I went down the seam here, which was a horrible idea. And you're going to be like, hey, Shelly, I don't see the little crystals on the seams. And I'm like, that's right, you don't. So first of all, it took me longer. The smaller the stone is, the more work it is. And my stupid ass was like, it sounds like a really great idea, getting one of the little heat guns, because some of these stones you can apply with glue, and some of them, they have glue attached, but you have to heat up the crystal. And basically, like, if you push something hot, like an iron or something on the top of it, the whole thing gets warm and it activates the glue on the backside, and then it will stick down. But there's this tool that looks like a little wood engraver thing that you do one at a time, and you heat up the stone, and so I decided to try and do that all the way down. They fell off constantly because this is just not a very stable part of the boot that isn't like flexing and moving a lot. And I don't know if you know this, but rhinestones like flat dry surfaces that don't have a lot of curve. They're not moving around a lot. So it was looking pretty ratty most of the time. And so one day in a fit of anger, I just ripped them all off, because I'm like, I'm so tired of trying to fix these crystals. And so, yeah, I did that. I ripped them all off with my little fingers, and that's why there's none anymore on the seam. And what's funny is I knew that some would say I have a problem, like I have too many boots. And I'm like, excuse me, you don't get an award like this that says new boot brain, which is just like you think about boots too much or you buy too many boots. You don't get an award like this without having too many boots, okay? So that's not my problem. It's a problem. But I was running out of space, and then I was like, okay, so I guess let me go through, because these were pretty ratty. And, like I said, the stones are all falling apart and whatnot. And I was just like, am I going to do it? I'm not going to sell these boots. I can't probably even give them away. So I'm going to just throw away these boots. And then the idea of the boot wall happened. And then I was like, you know what I need to do? I need to make some YouTube boots. So I did. I got some red rhinestones, right? And they're all actually different sizes, if you can't tell. But I got some red rhinestones, and shout out to my friend Jason of Painfully Honest Tech, because he was the only one who noticed and said something. But I actually did two kind of shapes. If you see this one over here. If you see this. One of the logos is a little bit more rounded, and one of the logos is a little bit more square. I don't know if you can tell. But this one is the more square, and this one is the more rounded. So what I decided to do, I don't know if you can see that, and I did that as a nod to like the changing logo of YouTube over the years. You know how one of them was kind of more square, and then just like the subscribe button went from being square, like rectangular, to like that pill shape. We've had some changes in this too. So I decided to do that. And he was the only one who noticed when I posted the photo of both of them. And anyone could be like, is that a mistake? No, it wasn't a mistake. It's a feature. It's not a bug, it's a feature. But anyways, I decided, I was like, oh, you know what I should do? I should make a red YouTube boot. So I got these little crystals, and these are not very good crystals. They look shiny enough. That's because the light's hitting them. But they're not very good. They were cheap though, and I got them on Amazon. But I rhinestoned these, and I thought this will just be a permanent part of the set. They will always be in the background. And that's actually harder than you think, because as I was arranging this set, you can only see so many of the boots when I'm standing and when I'm sitting. I don't know if you see that too. I have to be careful because some of the boots on the shelf, these are for the ones that are 13 inches tall, and then this shelf is for the boots that are supposed to be 15 inches tall. But the problem is, some of the boots that are 13 inches tall are just a little too tall for this as we measured. So I have to put them in the 15s because they don't fit here. But if I force them to fit, then it lifts up the little plate that the next boot is sitting on. So I have to like carefully wedge it in there. I should have made them all the 17 inch, and then it didn't matter. But anyways, I digress. What I was trying to say is I was trying to find specific spots that you would still be able to see the YouTube boots. And it's harder than you think, because if I sit always here in the middle, there's only so many spots. I only have like 2 choices. It has to be like in one of these 2 spots. And it became like, oh, that was like little bunny ears. It became a lot harder to figure out where to put them. And that's the story of the YouTube boots. So the YouTube boots are ones that I don't really wear anymore. I was considering throwing away. They're by Circle G, which is a sister company of Corral, and they're now permanently part of the set. And if you see them in the background, one of the logos is square and one of them is kind of round. That's the story of the YouTube boots, and that is the boot of the week. And thank you so much for choosing that one. I appreciate that, and I'm glad I got to talk to you about it. Now, I believe that tomorrow when we do the interview, I believe it's live. And if that's true, I am going to, I think Jeff gave me a link for the pairs, which is meaning he must be using Restream. And so if that is in fact the case, I will gladly also simul stream it on this channel. So if you want to watch that, you can see it on Jeff's channel or on my channel in the replay too. So, okay, last minute comments, questions, concerns. Are you going to be making your goals for the year? Will you use the sheet? Let me know. If you want the sheet, it's a link in the description box. That'd be cool if you wanted to do that. And if you do it and you want to share it, you should do that. And also, if you don't feel comfortable sharing it here on social media or something like that, I have a Discord, and you can join the Discord, and you could put it in one of the channels in Discord. I'm pretty sure the link for the Discord is in the description box, she says with a question mark and a raised eyebrow. So if you want to join the Discord, please do so. It's not very active yet, but that is one of my goals in this next year, is to build a stronger, closer, tight-knit community of the people that I see regularly and I like to talk to. So I think Discord will probably be the place to do that. So I really would like to be more involved with that. So yes, I was just saying I saw the Restream link for pairs, so I'm pretty sure I can do that, and we can simulcast tomorrow. That'll be good. I always use S.M.A.R.T for my goals. Yes. Yeah, it's live. Oh no. That means, well, one, I'm probably not gonna be able to swear too much, but also try not to flub it up too much. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for your time and attention. I appreciate you. I hope you all have a very cool and prosperous New Year celebration. Be careful with all of that. And if you want to see myself and Jeff on the simulcast tomorrow, it's going to be streaming on my channel and his channel. So make sure you tune in. I believe that's 8 a.m. Pacific time. So if you're Central Standard, that should be 10 hours later, or 2 hours later. So it should be 10 a.m. and then whatever it is for okay, so thank you everyone for, thanks Pixelpia for putting out the link for the Discord. If you want to join, please do so. You want to share your goals, do it in there. All right, everyone have a great night. I'll see you next year, unless you're coming tomorrow. All right, bye.